Yo, what is up YouTube? It is your boy Bobby D back again with another hot, juicy video. And as always, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, the fan favorite, Steve Cook here in Austin, Texas.
Bobby.
It's always great to have you on my channel, Steve, and we're here to provide some more hair-related content for you. So recently, guys, I had a comment here by a subscriber that was suggesting, you know, Steve, is Saw Palmetto, I think I'm saying correctly, is that a good alternative for possibly, or even better than finasteride? So what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, but thanks for having me back again, Bobby. Always great, a pleasure to talk to everybody. It's a great question. Now, you might catch me on this one. I'm gonna warn you, if I misspeak, I don't mean to. You know, I'm not a doctor. I believe that the Saw Palmetto is a kind of a natural way of men that have prostate problems. So it's a natural way of shrinking the prostate, right? So once men, and let's say they're 50s, let's just use 50 as an easy number, 33% of all men will have an enlarged prostate, which makes it challenging for them to urinate properly. And it's just a smaller kind of like your garden hose that you're using to water your plants, kind of shrinks down on you, and then it's harder to stand there and water the plants. So there's different medications that they're using that can enlarge, or not, I'm sorry. There's different medications that they're using now, doctors are using to shrink the prostate. Saw Palmetto has been proven as nature's way. It's the organic, or whatever you want to call it, over-the-counter GNC, supplement that can shrink the prostate. That's what it's always been used for. Now, I don't know how effective it is in that regard. I shouldn't say anything, but so far I don't have a shrinking or enlarged prostate, so I haven't tried it. Don't know exactly how effective it is versus the medications. My guess is it's not as effective, but again, it's something that's not a pharmaceutical. So over the years, the marketing and advertising companies that promote products for hair loss or prevention of hair loss have all kind of tried to gravitate toward the non-pharmaceutical medications or supplements, where if you're scared or have anxieties over using pharmaceuticals, you can use nature's way to, in this case, shrink the prostate. So ironically, finasteride was discovered from a product called Proscar, which is one of those medications in 5 milligram dose that were given to men in their 50s that can shrink your prostates. There's many different medications now, but that was one. So if the thought was, if the Proscar is shrinking the prostate, and those guys taking Proscar, majority of them are growing hair back on their bald heads at 55. If the Saw Palmetto shrinks the prostate, that must grow the hair back. That's not true. That's just not true. I've asked many doctors about it because I've had these questions, obviously through the course of all the interactions with patients that I deal with. And what I have been told, and this is where I'm going to make sure that I'm right or not, I'm not positive, but that the DHT that attacks the prostate, because that is what is enlarging the prostate. Think about it this way. DHT in the male body, once you become a man, because now you're past puberty, there's only thing that DHT, or the things that DHT can do, are all potentially harmful. Cause the hair fall out if you're sensitive to it, cause the prostate to enlarge if you're one of those 33%, and give you acne if you're sensitive to it. Those are the three things that can happen from DHT. So the thought of these marketers and advertisers, where if they come up with DHT and promote it for hair, since it is nature's way of shrinking the prostate, it must work on the hair too. And it just hasn't turned out that way. But it is something that is constantly being put in, medications or things you get, where you can order something that's not a pharmaceutical, and it's got a lotion that you rub on your head. And of course, that's gonna have a little minoxidil in it because that's over the counter. And then it's gonna have a little Saw Palmetto in it because it's nature's way of finasteride. So I will say that in all of my years talking to patients, which is my favorite thing, it's what I do every day, as much as I can, I have never, ever heard a male patient, because females, by the way, don't have prostates, say, hey man, you're not gonna believe this, but I was struggling. I was like 32, I was starting to lose my hair. I got on the Saw Palmetto. It's been like 6 years, and look at me. It's never happened. So that's the answer to your question. It is a little confusing, and I hope that I explained it properly. I might have missed a point or two, but I can definitely tell you that You should not be jumping off your finasteride or your Propecia anytime soon and switching over to Saw Palmetto. I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Thanks for breaking that down for us. I wasn't familiar with it, and I'm glad you know all. That's why you're the guru, Steve. So
well, hopefully I am. Hope I got that right.
Yeah, so I appreciate it. And as Steve always says, stay on the finasteride, and then minoxidil, of course. And then I guess if you wanted to dabble in and try, do it, but stay on the finasteride. So, and guys, hope you liked my video. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. We'd appreciate it, and stay tuned.